I had this friend who loved Pixel Gun 3D. He had all the guns and was in a competitive clan and watched ads non-stop to get premium currency. I think he even put it as an extracurricular in his college applications. And for years, I've been trying to get him to quit. I felt personally responsible because I had introduced it to him during a 7th grade science project where we grew brine shrimp. So, one day we're texting, and I'm busy berating him about how he's playing a child's Minecraft with guns, and he hits me with this. No, for real though. What have you been doing compared to the time I've been playing Pixel Gun? And now I'm going to repeat it, because it's going to be a little bit more motif. You gotta remember this part. No, for real though. What have you been doing compared to the time I've been playing Pixel Gun? Okay, now what about if Mickey Mouse said it? No, for real though. What have you been doing compared to the time I've been playing Pixel Gun? Okay, I'm gonna cut that part out. And I didn't really know what to say. I thought about it, and I thought about it. And then I stopped. I started playing Ark June 15th, 2018. And in 3 words, it's Minecraft with dinosaurs. The basic gameplay loop of Ark is to gather resources so you can craft stuff and tame dinosaurs. The dinosaurs let you gather more resources, which streamlines tool creation, which further allows the player to tame cool dinosaurs. Neat little positive feedback loop, it's pretty fun, but if that was the whole game, it wouldn't be anywhere near as successful. Because Ark is at its best and worst a PvP game. The addition of player versus player changes gameplay only slightly. There is, of course, the social aspect of making friends and forming a tribe with similar interests to play with. But at core, it's still the same, except for that after a player stops playing the game, the world remains up, and everything that they had built remains in the world for anyone to interact with. It's like a dedicated server. The addition of other players modifies the gameplay loop to gather, tame, build, and then get the 3 previous things I said blown up by a guy with a rocket launcher. So, to better explain why Ark was interesting to me, here's the story of my first raid. My first raid was with a tribe called Lock and Load. So, we all fly over to this enemy base on Argentavis, which are these big old birds who can carry people. So I'm a little guy in talons and I'm being carried. And I don't really know what's going on, but once they put me down on the ground, I chase after someone and then charge into the enemy base when they open the door. And I get stuck in this little foyer area because the door behind me is closed. So I'm sitting there stabbing the metal door even though it's not doing anything. And then it opens. And I see a guy, and I see a muzzle flash, and boom, I'm dead. So what happened was, the enemy had the situational awareness to get a turret out from storage and put it in front of where I would be standing once the door opened. This shit blew my mind. You know, I really don't know what it was about getting shot from behind a door, but something about it resonated with me, or like it was like, oh, this is kind of cool, and then I got hooked. So that's like more or less what happened. That's more or less why I was playing this game. So this video would be way too long if I said everything I want to say. So for the rest of this, I'm going to keep it to third date, aka college personal statement rules. So what's going to be on the table is cool stuff, trauma dumping, and the U Chicago question about palindromes. All right, let's have some fun. Players can't play Ark all the time. So one of the ways that the Ark devs tried to combat offline raiding, or raiding when you're not playing the game so you can't defend your stuff, was the implementation of automated defense systems. You can use natural turrets like Plant X, which shoot green globs that apply a slowness/blindness debuff and do a little bit of damage, or you can choose to use auto turrets. Well, okay, you can choose both, which do a lot of damage very fast. Ark Mobile also has its own special premium turret called the Eerie turret, which is effectively the same as an auto turret, but it does less damage, has less range, but has infinite ammo. It also costs $20, and uses special in-game premium item things. So, pay to win? But there's also more issues. I played Ark on a lot of different servers, but my main ones were on the easy difficulty level, which meant that all wild creature levels were capped from 1 to 30, and, for context, the max potential level is 450. Difficulty levels in Ark Mobile don't really change all that much. It just means that the dinosaurs that are available for taming and use are worse, which actually just makes the game harder in PvP situations, where your dinosaurs will always be underleveled compared to established players. Basically, it's like I can only catch basic Pokemon, like Squirtle, but it's still technically possible to work your way up to Blastoise. These problems come to a head with megatribes of players. Megatribes are coalitions of players, often with a shared goal. For example, like taking control of a server and being a quote-unquote alpha, which is what they called it. It's stupid, but that's the game. What are you gonna do? Hate the player, hate the fuck. Okay, we're done with this part. In this specific portion, we're going to be talking about a group of Chinese players called END or NV2. Although, initially, the guys in these pictures are going to be, I think, like the Alpha Wolves or something. It's like a Chinese word. They're not END, but I kind of group them together because I'm racist. Okay. So, these guys, they took all of the issues that we just talked about and multiplied them by 10. They spammed turrets everywhere, and their dinosaurs were ridiculously overleveled, beyond what's conceivably possible on an easy server. And I'm going to break down the math for a little while. I'm not going to do everything. I'm not going to teach you calculus, but we're going to look at it, and it's crazy. Okay, so let's meet Da Tie de Xi Wang, which, roughly translated by my mother in Google, is Blacksmith of Hope. For Hit Iron over here, we're going to test what the odds are of finding a Quetzal that could even hope to father a monster like this. We're on an easy server, so we can assume that max level we could get wild is 30. Each wild level a creature has can go into one of 6 stats, so this happens 29 times from level 1 to 30, so the chances of finding the perfect Quetzal for health is going to be a 1 in 6 chance to the 29th power. So, that number is so small that Google started giving me Ohio administrative codes and Bible resources so I could find God instead. But let's power on. If you could potentially find and breed 5 perfect Quetzals for each stat, you could get 43 in each stat plus 43 in movement if you wanted a bigger number. So this theoretical number would get you to level 258. And then the max you can level up a creature is 88 times. So 258 plus 88, you get level 346. Maybe 347? Because you add 1, I don't know. Which is still 54 levels from the 400 we need. After this, we get into mutations, which potentially could explain this away, but honestly, I think the chances are so infinitesimally small that it's not even worth it. Also, I'm done with math for the year now, so thank you.